Welcome to Terminal Guruji, your one-stop destination for mastering Python. In today's video, we are going to talk about string and we are going to cover it from scratch. So let's talk about it. So what is string? String is nothing but sequence of character or a single character. Now, what are the ways to represent string? This is the first way to represent string. We can use double quotes. This is the another way to represent a string using single quote. And this is the third way to represent any string. This is called as documentation string, and it is mainly used in function concept or method concept where we have to give description about the function or method, that what that function is about. So then we can go for documentation screen print. So documentation string, so it depends on what type of your requirement is. So if your requirement is that you want a single quote in your sentence like this. So this is one sentence, uh, and my requirement was in this sentence that I wanted this single quote in the middle of my sentence. Then you should go for double quotes. Then you should go for double quotes when you are starting your starting quote, and the closing quote of the string must start with double quotes. If you here specify a single quote and here single quote, what will happen is Python virtual machine will understand this I, it is a string, but it will not understand what is this m, what is this virat, and it will see it is considering and as and operator, and it will throw an syntax error. So instead of that, you can start and close your string with the double quotes, and vice versa. You can do, if your requirement is that you want to use double quote inside a sentence, then you should start and close your string with single quote. So this is how we can represent string in Python. There is if your requirement is that you want multiple lines, your output in multiple line, like virat is goat, and here if I print c, I'll get the output in multiple lines. Okay, since it is a documentation string, we have to print it. But see, internally what happening here is they're using this /n. /n is nothing but it in print function. /n is nothing but new line. So internally we can see what is happening. If we use print, that /n will get like converted, and we'll get our output like virat. Then /n means new line, and then in new line we'll get is goat, then in new line of cricket. So print, and what variable we have declared c. So see, we got the output. Virat is goat of cricket, and how we understood that when I accidentally tried to just use C without print. So internally it is giving this output. It is a documentation string, and it is giving this kind of output. It is adding /n after each line, and /n is nothing but a new line backward slash, and n means new line in print function. So when I use it with print, it is giving me the output in multiple lines. So this is all like how we can represent string in Python. Now we'll talk about iteration. So my requirement is if I want to access each element of string, then I should go for loop, or it is an iterative statement for I in. Let's say take any string a. Let's take a variable, then we'll print it. Now here what is happening is that for loop is an iterative statement and it will run till the condition is true. Similarly, while loop is also iterative statement and it will also run till the condition is true. So now what is the condition here? So internally what happening is when I say I in a, so a is a string which has virat written in it. So I first of all I will get in first iteration I will get this v assigned. Then in virat, so is v present inside virat, then true, then we will go inside this block, and in this block is what is current is value. It was first is value was v. Then in second iteration, what was the in second iteration i's value will get updated to I, and we will ask that is I in virat. So yes, in virat there is I on second position. Then in print we will simply print that I. Then I will get assigned value r. Then is that r present inside this string? Yes. Then in third iteration we got our condition true, so we will print i's value. Similarly, it is now see currently it is showing i's value. When I hover over the I, it is showing that I is holding this t, which is the last iteration. And once all the element got finished, the for loop stopped working, and the condition got false, and we are no more printing. So it the control will go inside this for loop only when the condition is true. Once the condition is false, we will not go inside the for loop. So this is how it is working. But for now you just forget about it. Like even if you are not able to understand in for loop, we are going to look at it in detail, so don't worry. In conditional statement we will look at it. So like what I'm doing is here I'm now explaining each data type in detail, like string. Then I will go for list, tuple, dictionary, set. Then after all covering all the data types, then we will go for conditional statement, and then we will talk about it in detail. Now there are several methods which are important for string manipulation. Like when I say a variable, we have declared it as a virat, and when I use some string methods on it, so I have used this upper method on it, so I got the output in all the capital letters. So why it is happening? So internally what happening is when I type of a, I will get str. So we know that type function returns the data type of that variable. But what is this data type? This data type is nothing but class, and this a, which is a is equal to virat, is nothing but object of this str class. And in that str class there are several methods, predefined methods, that are declared already for string manipulation. So this method is present inside this str class, and hence we can access it by using a dot upper. So now you will be like you will have doubt like what is class, what is object. So I'll give short example what is class and what is object. So class is a keyword that we use for declaring a class. So now what is class? Class is a logical entity or it is a blueprint. For example, student. Student is a logical entity or it is a blueprint. We can think of that. And particular student like Vishal or Virat or Sachin, these are particular students. So these are the object of that student class. Think of it as a car. Car is a class. Car is a logical entity. Car is not a tangible thing. Means what I mean is, car is a blueprint or it is just a design. But if we talk about particular car like Maruti 800, Swift, Tata Nexon, so these are particular car. So these are the object of that class car. So this is the simplest example that I can give. Now we will define one constructor method in it. So def underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Now you should not worry about this method because I will explain it in object oriented programming section. But just remember that if you are curious to know about what the underscore underscore init does is, this is the constructor method and it is responsible for pointing to the current object, and it is responsible for instantiation of current object. So self, what I mean by instantiation is when I create new object, each object must have its unique attribute. For example, car is a blueprint. But that car has steering, that car has functionality like when you put gas in the car goes forward. So like that it has functionality, start, stop. So it is the behavior of that car that it moves forward, goes backward, and it has some attribute like steering. Then there are wheels, CD player, and all. So this is, so every class has two things. One is the attribute, and the another one is behavior. And so every car must have their own attribute. Every class its own unique or own attribute. We use this constructor method to initialize the object level variables. So here I'll say student one. So now we'll talk about student only, forget about car. So what kind of attribute a student has? Student has name. So here I'll say self dot name is equal to name. But first here we have to define one variable which is name, is an attribute of student. So now you will be, the second thing that you are coming to your mind will be what is the self. So this is the reference variable that points to current object. You can use anything instead of self. You can here use kelf as well. It is completely okay if you use kelf. You just have to maintain same thing everywhere. But self is like standardly accepted, globally accepted. So it is good practice to write self only. So when I say kelf dot name equal to name, now so we'll take only one variable uh, attribute of this student, and then we'll write some behavior of that student. So what student also greet, student can greet to his teacher. So grit. Good morning, sir or ma'am, comma, my name is. We can use f string as well. It was suggesting to use f string, but I have preferred this way. So we have created this class. Now we will create object of this class. So s1 is the student1 object, and here we are creating, and student is, let's suppose, Dhoni. Dhoni is our student. So when I use the s1 object and I use dot, see, it is suggesting me to use greet method. So when I say s1 dot greet, it will greet it, and it will print the name as well of which we have specified here, Dhoni. So see, good morning, sir, ma'am. My name is Dhoni. So we are getting this. So see, this is the syntax s1 dot greet. So this s1 is an object, and this greet is method which is present inside this class. Similarly, there is, what I'm trying to explain was, there is a class called str, and this class has this upper method in it, and this a is object of str class, and that is how we are accessing these methods. So so hope you got understanding of both the concept, and now we will look at other string manipulation built-in methods of str class. So see, remembering like everything is not possible, every method. So initially, so what you can do is you can use w3 resource. They have good resource over there for python, sql, or linux, whatever language you want to learn. And this video is not like sponsored by w3 school, but they have good tutorials. So every beginner should go there and try to understand what is what. So I'll take one string here all in capital letter. So now a is overwritten, and a has all the capital letter in it. When I write a dot lower, now we'll get our string in lowercase. So is this change that has happened, is it permanent? No, it is not. You again have to override this change. When I print a, we will get our output in capital only. So we have to overwrite it. A is equal to, then a dot lower, and now our a will be, sorry, s a will be holding this small, all small letters. So this is how you do permanent changes. You simply override that any variable. So if your requirement is that you want to remove white spaces, like again I'm using, okay, use different variable, b is equal to, now I have several spaces like this at the left hand side or initial starting phase, and there is one string. There is one string called Rohit, and on his right hand side there are several spaces. So this is my string, current string. When I print it, See, I'm getting output like this. There are several spaces and it is not good looking, and I want this string to be perfect, in the right shape, in correct order. So what we can do is we can use strip function on it. So when I say b dot strip strip, so see, we have got Rohit in organized way. I have spelled it wrongly. Rohit, H I hit. Again run it. So now tell me, is that change which this strip has done, is it permanent? So no. So what we have learned, if you want permanent changes, then overwrite it. Or you can use another variable as well if you want to store it in another variable. So b dot, now simply print b. See, we got our string in organized way. So now your requirement is different. Like you want to, again we'll take some variable c. So I have this string c is equal to Rohit Sharma, but my requirement is that I mistakenly given this Rohit. I want Mohit Sharma. So what we can do is we can use replace function. So print. So print replace, and first you have to tell which character you want to replace. So I want to replace R, and now you have to specify these. In second argument you have to specify, uh, instead of R what you want. I want M, Mohit. So see, we got Mohit Sharma. So this replace function is also important function. Then now my requirement is that I want my string to be written inside one collection. So this c is equal to is equal to Rohit Sharma, right? And now my requirement is that we'll overwrite it, we because split function will be using. And we want string that, because by default split separate based on space only, but we have to write for separator. So I'm writing another string. We'll don't worry, we'll run the split on both c and this a, and we'll see the behavior. Comma separated. So this is two string, currently we have c and a, and we'll run a split function on it. So see, by default it splits on like space operator. Like here there is space, and that's why it considered Rohit as one word and Sharma as one word. If your requirement, if you have one long sentence and your requirement is that you want each spaced word inside a collection, then you should go for split function like this. And you can also, if your requirement is that you want to separate based on comma, so you can simply write like this, print. int on split, and inside this split function you have to specify the separator based on what separator you want to separate. So hello, uh, if we use here strip only, what will happen is we will get hello in first element, in second element will get comma, in third element will get world. So first we'll use without separator only, so we'll see how it behaves. So see, first element is hello, second element is comma, second third element is the word. But now my requirement is that I want only hello as first element and word as second element, no comma. So you have to use it as a separator. Comma will be the separator. So now we'll get hello and world. So you can similar, there are multiple functions. So now this video is taking long, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover other string function in another video. So if this video added some value to your tech journey, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.